Here. Oh, here we go. We're live. Shit, we're live. I'm in my hotel room. Welcome to Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Durio. Tonight, I was joking around the guys, but I am taking over Jason Shaw.
This is ridiculous, man.
The real
This is
couch.
ridiculous.
I have a real
Uh-oh.
There can only be one, sir. This is ridiculous.
We're playing Highlander here. Anyways, I am on a work trip, so I'm in my hotel. So we'll talk about how my week has been to catch everybody else up, but just say this is dedication to all of you guys to make sure that we give you that distraction because it's been a shit show of a week, and it's only Tuesday. I am joined as always by the beanied one, Gerard Barrera.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hey, what's going on, nerds? How you doing? How you been? Good to see you.
And
good to hear from you.
And our maitre d' of services, the man with our actual couch,
with the Crashing Game Night couch.
With the Crashing Game Night couch. I mean, I had to. I mean, come on,
there you go. That's how you
to.
get over that. You place a stamp on it. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
couch.
It is a lion's mane. Jason Bolidio.
How's it going, guys? How's it going tonight? Oh my goodness. Why do we have two? It's so weird seeing two couches. It's okay. You know, we'll get through. We'll get through this one.
1 week. It's 1 week. Come on.
Not a big deal. It's okay. We got a white couch, black couch. You know, Jerry's couches in the background. You know, it's all good. But yeah, it has been. It's been a crazy Tuesday already. So.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'll let you. How's it been crazy for you?
Yeah.
No, you know what? Right now, my wife is actually on a work business trip as well, Matt. So, you know.
Nice.
Oh, no way.
Where'd she go?
She currently is in Paris at the moment.
What?
Wait.
Like
Paris
France?
Like France, like Eiffel Tower, like the Louvre. Yeah, so like shout out to her. It's awesome.
She is coming home to you, right?
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. She's already had a few like little tiny desserts, and she's loving it out there. So you know she's having fun.
Hope she's having a great time and gets home safe. That's awesome, though.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a great experience.
Oh,
hopefully her travel trip wasn't a shit show like mine was yesterday.
Not that I'm aware of. So
yeah, yours was pretty bad.
So yeah, mine was really bad because I tried calling you last night and you didn't answer because I needed a vent.
Yeah, I'm very sorry.
Jay with the phone again. Jerry with the phone.
Yeah. I passed out. I'm sorry.
At 7. You passed out at 7.
It's
6.
You want to know where I was?
It's 6 o'clock. You passed out at 6 o'clock.
You want to know where I was? I was literally right here. I was watching a movie. I just passed out for a few hours.
What, did you think you were in a car? I mean,
maybe. You know me. I can sleep anywhere. So it's the mood hit, and I just
say, shout out to Jethrin from Crossplat Chat.
Jethrin, what's up, baby?
Feeling better. We missed you last week. So thank you for crashing.
Glad you're feeling better. Good, man.
So my work trip started Sunday night when I got an email that my flight was going to be delayed.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Delayed so badly they rebooked my flight through Charlotte.
Oh my god.
So I was like, okay, cool, got the flight through Charlotte, no big deal. I get into Richmond, Virginia. Actually my old stomping ground from when we actually started the podcast. So I was like, okay, cool, no big deal. I get in about 45 minutes later than when I planned to. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and wake up at 3 a.m. Colorado time. Just in case they decide to take the delay to Charlotte and move it back to where it was originally supposed to leave, so that way I'm on time for my flight. I wake up to an email that says, hey, by the way, your flight is now going to be delayed by 2 hours leaving Denver. My flight into Charlotte was going to land at the same time my flight to Richmond was leaving Charlotte.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
So I changed my flight to go through O'Hare.
These airlines are like on it, man.
Dude, the airline, I mean, honestly, there's so many different things going on with the airlines right now. It's ridiculous. But so I get to O'Hare, right? Well, first we're on the tarmac for 20 minutes at Denver waiting because they needed to take care of an accounting issue. And we're all joking. It's like, what, did you forget to pay off the air traffic controllers or something?
Are they still trying to pay off the gas? Like,
right. Hey,
what?
Dude, we don't take pennies. So we get into O'Hare and we sit on the tarmac for 20 minutes because the gate wasn't ready for us.
Oh my God.
Then I'm like, okay, cool. I had a 3-hour labor, no big deal. You know, it was okay because I was going to be able to make whatever connection I needed to. Well, my connecting flight that was coming in, it came in from Toronto. It left Toronto 90 minutes late. So I didn't get into Virginia until 6:15. So I literally from 3 a.m.
that's a long
to
day.
4 p.m. traveling.
Yeah, that's a long day of travel, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
That was my day.
That was a rough
my day yesterday.
Yeah.
I was in meetings all day yesterday or all day today, and now I've got a whole bunch more work to add to my plate.
Bummer.
I guess this is what happens when you're good at report building.
Crazy.
I blame
dude.
Theo.
Yeah.
I blame Theo. He taught me how to do some of the shit I do now.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was the first domino, and then I Frankensteined it. So, anyways,
sweet.
Jerry, how's your week been? Because we know Jason's
mine's
let off the chain because his wife's in Paris.
Honestly, mine's been pretty solid. Like, it hasn't been bad. It's been normal. Yeah. Weekend was great. Got we shot the pilot, most of the pilot on Saturday and Sunday, and we got our final 2 days in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was good. It was just the only thing was Saturday we were filming outside, and it was a record high of 114.
114
for that day, for that month.
Only
he had the hottest day on record.
God.
And yeah, it drained me, man. It was
no
it was
joke.
rough.
No joke. Denver hit 100 on Saturday, which is the earliest.
Wow.
What the heck, man? Like,
but here's the difference. It's a nice 100 degrees versus Arizona, where it's basically you feel like you're an egg on sidewalk.
Oh, I could have cooked some food on the big rock.
On the rocks.
I totally could have like
total Vegas
chicken's
vacation.
Almost ready. Yeah, exactly. Yes. But yeah. Other than that, like, my week has been solid. And
we'll just we'll call him Huevos Barreras. Oh, but no, it's weird being back in Virginia. You know, it's honestly, I've been gone a little over a year, and I didn't miss humidity. I walked off that plane, the humidity said hi, and then my
is it bad right now?
Oh, dude, it's bad. Like it's muggy and it's June. And then my allergy said, "Welcome back."
That's right, all the pollen, because it got me that month I went.
Yeah,
because it was around the same time.
So anyway, so let's talk some stuff, because we had, and Jethrin, you'll be happy, we're gonna give Xbox a little bit of love tonight. Just a little. No, honestly, I want to say this. I want to preface this, like, there's been a lot of noise, especially from a certain co-host of cross-platform chat, that was saying that maybe Xbox should have been upfront about when these games were coming out. Honestly, Xbox was right up front at the beginning of the showcase and said these are games that are coming out within the next 12 months. So they leveled expectations that some of this is not coming right away.
Yeah, that was a good move.
Overall, it was and this is coming from a PlayStation, Nintendo fan, and someone that, we have knocked Xbox for their business decisions, but this was a solid showcase. honestly, I would give it an 8 out of 10. It was solid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was like just prefacing and getting everybody ready, anticipating. It's not going to be like one of those things where like, oh, coming soon, like 5 years from now.
No unrealistic like dates but like being too far or too early. Like, oh, really? Like that's ambitious. Like every announcement. Oh, sweet. Okay, that's coming out in this time, and like not bad. And all the previews or the gameplay previews were all like just focused on the game, and then it'll come out when it comes out.
Yep. And Jethro makes a great point. They didn't linger too long. Now my one knock on the show is they were missing the world premiere voice.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Okay.
It was
too bad.
No, but I mean, we're so used to hearing that world premiere.
Yeah, that's true.
At every showcase going back years, so it was weird not hearing it. But so they kicked off the show with Redfall, which we know has been delayed into 2023. It's from Arcane Studios.
What an overhaul that game has gotten now,
dude!
Do you remember the first trailer? Dude,
and we were like, "What is
completely
this?"
Yeah, and it's completely different now. Dude, I kind of want to play that now. It looks good.
So for those that kind of didn't really pay attention too much to the Xbox showcase, it is a first-person shooter that you can play solo or as a squad. And it takes place in Redfall, Massachusetts, after there's been essentially a vampire outbreak. And Arcane kind of brings their usual flair, a la, Thief and Dishonored, like all those games, that we're used to seeing from, or was it Dishonored rather, that Arcane did, with their tight looking gun mechanics, because the gun mechanics look extremely tight.
Yeah.
As well as some weird out of this world great abilities. So beyond it being delayed till 2023, we do know that it will be playable day one on Game Pass, which is to be expected. You don't go out and spend $7 billion or whatever stupid obnoxious amount, 700 billion or whatever it was, to buy Bethesda and not put the games on Game Pass day one. Doubt it. Yeah. So honestly, it looks great. It looks like it's kind of going to be a cool game to play. So it was a great way to start it off. And like you said, it's got certainly a little bit of an overhaul and update. And
I would say like the overhaul definitely makes it more interesting. It looks like there's more of a story to it and more like chemistry around the squad. But it definitely, the one thing I do get from the trailer though is that it's definitely going to be a squad game. Like you're probably going to need people to play this. I know there's solo, but
but even still, shooter games with solo can only get you so far.
I already know.
But I got to actually talk to him in person today.
Oh, you did? You got to? You got to see the infamous.
I got to see Newman. We were in the office today, so he says hi.
What's up, brother? Glad to hear from you. Glad you're back.
So with that, then they followed it up with another huge, I think, which is a bigger announcement than Redfall, because it has been so highly anticipated, is Hollow Knight Silksong, the follow-up to Hollow Knight that's been talked about and rumored for a couple of years now.
Yeah, that was a big one.
It debuted. There was no release date, which was kind of disappointing, especially since they're saying it's coming out within 12 months. But I get it, just in case it's delayed.
Yeah,
you're not putting anything in concrete, and I think it's a smart move.
Smart move.
It's going to be day one on Game Pass for sure. We don't play Call of Duty anymore, but I'm sure we could find out some way. We could do
Modern Warfare 2 just got announced. I already got it pre-ordered. I am getting it.
Nice. But we could play some Mario Kart and I could throw some shells at him.
Oh my god.
But no, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
It looks like it retains all of the signature elements that what made Hollow Knight so good for a lot of people. So then you had High on Life, which is from the creators of Rick and Morty. And
that game looks so like out there, but it looks like a ton of fun.
It looks like Oddworld on acid.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's a first-person shooter, you know, where you're on a mission to save you know, save the Gatlians, shut down alien cartels. Coming out in October, so it's a very close release date. Again, day one on Game Pass. And it's a console launch exclusive. So it'll launch first on Xbox, and then it'll eventually come to PlayStation and whatnot.
Cool.
You know, then they announced Riot Games, a Game Pass partnership. So you're going to see for PC and mobile users, they're going to get League of Legends, all the champions unlocked. League of Legends, Wild Rift, all the champions. Valorant, all the agents. Legends of Runeterra, the Foundation set unlocked, and Teamfight Tactics. They're going to have select little legends unlocked, and it's coming. They're coming to Game Pass in winter of 2022.
Insane,
that's
right there.
huge.
That's a big.
That's a big one.
Big one right there. I mean, like Riot Games only produces a few things here and there for like League of Legends and stuff, but it's still a strong following, and all those little spin-offs that they do, it's only builds it up more.
And League of Legends and Valorant are big on the esports side. So
definitely.
I think that's a big get for Microsoft in terms of a partnership. You know, so we'll see. You know, granted, it's PC and mobile users are going to be able to get that via Game Pass, but Jethrin, case in point, literally playing Teamfight Tactics right now. I mean,
Jethrin, I gotta hook up with you, man. Like, play after this.
Traitor. Anyway, so then we got Plague Tale Requiem, which is another long-awaited sequel. You know, maintains its usual look and kind of advances the story. It's due out sometime by end of this year, that's all they've said. So, you know, we'll see when it comes out officially. But it is going to be playable day one on Game Pass. Then I think, honestly, which I know Matt disagrees with me on this point, but then you had Forza Motorsport announced.
Bro,
finally.
Yeah. When I finally when you told me about it, when we were discussing it yesterday, and when I finally went and saw the presentation, dude, that is got to be one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen.
And honestly, everyone's like, well, you know, Gran Turismo. Okay, so here's the thing: is
Forza always had the history of like kind of being the better game?
Forza, in my opinion, because I've played both. I've done Gran Turismo and I've done Forza. To me, Forza is just a better game. The mechanics are better. From a looks perspective, the only game that looked better was Drive Club.
Oh, back then,
in terms of look and aesthetics and everything. Even honestly, even now, yes, I know Gran Turismo's got ray tracing and all of that, but when I play Gran Turismo, it's kind of flat in some ways from an aesthetics and a graphical look. Yeah, it's got the ray tracing and all of that stuff, but just the scenery as you're driving by, it just seems kind of just not alive, you know? Whereas we look at Forza, right? They're using the same technology they use for Forza 5 or Forza Horizon 5. That real kind of almost real modeling and everything. And that game looks amazing.
Yeah.
And when some of the stuff that they did for it, they built a new custom in-game camera that they built on sliders to do photo modes with. So you can really capture that.
Yeah, so it's easier. So you can actually complete the turns and the actual course and stuff. Because that was always
not even that. It's just from a photo mode perspective. It's on the camera's on a slider. So as you're panning for those photo mode shots, it captures it more accurately than say what they're using in Gran Turismo. They also had a 48 times increase in fidelity. Think about that, 48 times. And so you have a dynamic time of day was added. which will impact track temperature and tire grip. They're adding in tire and fuel management, which is new to the series. That's something that Gran Turismo has had for a while now, and people have asked for it to be in Forza, so they included it. Car damage is going to highlight the individual lines in the metal that are scratched, that are dented. Oh, sweet. It's that level of detail. You know, it's launching in spring. Now, here's what I would take a moment to kind of play into the whole argument, right? Is and Jason will tell you this, that this game is built from the ground up for Series S and X. It will not be on Xbox One.
Thank God. Shouldn't be.
So, and that's the thing is, and I think that is the bigger problem with Gran Turismo, is that game was built to be able to run on PS4 and PS5.
But it should have debuted on PS5.
It honestly, I think now, and Ratchet has proven this, it is time to stop making games for last generation, and it's time to move forward.
I see where you're going with that, but I mean, still with the shortage of PS5s and still the high demand for it, you know, it is a little bit hard for them to say, hey, you know what, it's just going to be only on PS5. You know, Final Fantasy intermission. Yep. It shows, you know, like before I wasn't able to play it because I didn't have a PS5 at the time, you know, and I was like, man, like once the second remake comes out, then it's like, oh man, like I'm gonna need to go through that little snippet, you know, and there until there is a wide amount that can be purchased, such as the refrigerator, such as the speaker box, you know, you can finally okay, let's just make it just for this.
But I feel that when you take the time to have to build assets that can render on both, and not build exclusively off of one console, honestly, I think we're starting to see that difference in development. Oh, yeah. That these games that are not exclusive, right, are not looking quite as good as the games that are exclusive.
I totally agree with you, Matt. I think it's time that we start having just the PS5 games be exclusive for PS5. But I see why it's being postponed, because once again, Jason's right about the inefficient inventory of PS5s.
Yeah,
I would say if they had a normal launch and sales were continuing going on, I would wholeheartedly say, they should stop splitting them up and just go PS5. Yeah. Right now, I think they're kind of like waiting until more units are sold and more are out there.
So let me make this argument, which we're going to talk about this later, is Last of Us Remake, or Last of Us Part 1 Remake, is PS5 only.
Well, yeah, because that's what it was meant to. That's why they're remaking.
Well, okay, so
they already remastered it for PS4. They wouldn't have redone that for PS4.
Well, no, they're remaking it.
Yeah,
not a remaster. It's a remake.
That's why it's purely just for PS5, because they're overhauling it for the new engines for PS5.
No, but it's going to be a completely different game.
Yeah, it's not going to be intended for PS4.
They're using part of the Last of Us Part 2 engine.
Yeah.
Which was for PS4.
Well, yeah, but it's getting overhauled. And obviously the whole thing is meant for PS5.
But here's my thing though. To Jason's argument though, you know, because there's a shortage, you should make it for PS4.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Not for this game. Not individually for this game.
It's time. I think it's time literally for us to start having PS5 only games.
But I think when it comes to The Last of Us, that's an individual thing.
You can't cherry pick, you know, like obviously.
No, I'm not saying you're cherry picking, but the way they announced it, the way it was being presented, it's clearly for PS5.
But
they're not going back.
Has there been
a
release date?
Rebuilding the game.
A set release date.
Yeah. Yeah, they even put a set release date. It's for PS5.
9/1.
They're not going backward to PS4. I would bet on that, and I would be very surprised. If
Neil Druckmann's already said they're not. But what I'm just saying is, like, it's time to we just need to have current gen exclusive. Stop making games that can play on other consoles.
We're at that time. It's just they can't do that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I had to look up and see when exactly PS5 came out.
I would. It was
2 years ago, literally.
Yeah, if I was part of, if it was me in the company, I would continue. Yeah, PS4. Yeah, keep selling. If they're selling, keep selling. But when I'm sure
at the same time
they're going to make that move because
they just
need more units out.
Yeah, no, they have to make that move once there's more.
Yeah.
Of consoles available. Once the consoles are available, then you're like, okay, now we can just literally just start. But
I just think at the same time as we've got these games that are coming out that are supposed to be pushing the limits on some of this hardware, but you can tell that they're being held back just a little bit because of having to build the assets for an older platform. That
I also think that given the next few releases coming out, I think there's also going to be a decision made whether or not, like, is this one going to be on both? No, this one was made for PS5. I think now they're going to start making those decisions. But like I said before, as long as more units are out there, they'll make that decision. But right now,
and I think that's the thing is, though, Xbox has already pretty much made the decision for everybody that the only consoles you're getting are current gen.
Yeah.
And now they're going to start making the games built from the ground up.
But that was also a move that we were questioning, though, because one, there's still money in buying the old consoles and playing the old games, but just not in having to invest the newer games getting ported or being made for both. That I still question Xbox eliminating their past consoles, because
when you look at the specs, when you look at Xbox One versus Xbox Series S, the specs are comparable. So I can see why you shut it down.
But they were still affordable, and the games were accessible.
So the S, though. The Series S is seriously affordable.
Oh crap! I keep forgetting about the freaking S. That's right. That was one
speaker box.
Speaker box.
Speaker box is.
I keep forgetting about the damn S.
Yeah. So that's the thing is they killed off Xbox One and they're going with Series S. So we're now finally starting to see them kind of go, okay, we're done. We're going to start making games from the ground up.
I'm sorry, but I feel like that's another different situation, because the one was really a one-off. I mean, they were putting all their eggs in that basket as the all-in-one like cable thing and what have you. But so I get eliminating that.
Thanks, Matrick.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I still remember when they announced that, and I was just
we were all like,
that is hey, I don't get that.
This is how you trade games.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hey, but you know what too, though, like with this whole Xbox thing, like, you can even go back to when it first started. All the time I was wondering, when are they going to finally have like exclusive games? And the 2 years are up.
Here you go. You go, Jason. You're finally getting what you talked about is, hey, what are we going to see? So anyway, so we did find out also too is Microsoft Flight Simulator is going to have its 40th anniversary. Now think about that. 40 years.
40th. Good Lord.
Of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Jeez,
that's insane.
And it's insane,
that
right?
Damn boring game has lasted 40 years. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. But damn.
Anyway, so you are
that was certainly not my cup of tea.
This time around they're adding helicopters, gliders. They also have added In the Spirit of St. Louis, which is they did in collaboration with the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum.
Oh, cool.
I've actually seen that plane in real life on display at the Smithsonian. It's a gorgeous plane, so they've added that in, made sure it's accurate and everything. The additions are going to come November 2022, available on Game Pass. Also announced as of 6/12 was the kind of the Pelican from Halo Infinite is now going to be a playable ship.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a big reveal.
It was like, okay, they're going to put a Pelican flight sims. So you had that. Then Overwatch 2 was announced from Blizzard. Finally, after a couple of years, we're finally seeing everything for it. It's going to be free to play. Unlike the first Overwatch you had to pay for, this one's going to be a free to play format. They revealed off a new hero, the Wastelander. It's going to be launching in October. Then you had
people are happy about that. Finally,
yeah, people were real happy. Then you had Ara History Untold, which is a real-time strategy game. Elder Scrolls Online High Isle, the new expansion for it, which will be coming.
That was a cool trailer. I gotta admit,
dude. Honestly, Jethrin, I'm gonna do you one better. Let's get a Crimson Skies remake, because Crimson Skies was a whole lot of fun.
I remember that game. I played that on Xbox actually.
That would be a
was
fantastic
fun.
game for them to come back out with.
That game was fun. Yeah.
And then they so they announced, High Isle, that expansion is going to be coming out on the 21st. So a week from today, as we're recording this. They also announced Fallout 76 Expeditions the Pit. So you're going to be going back to Pittsburgh to save the pit. That's going to arrive September 2022. Forza Horizon 5 is getting Hot Wheels racetracks.
Oh, that was funny.
It was funny, but it was like,
okay.
Really?
Sure. That's...
Yeah. Okay. I was like, yeah, okay. That's clever, but that's hokey. It was hokey.
Yeah. So we're going to see, that's going to come July 19th. Arc 2 is announced, and Vin Diesel is one of the characters. So that's coming next year. Day 1 on Game Pass. You had Scorn, which is a console launch exclusive for them. First-person horror game that has like a very alien universe feel to it, to the scenery and the environments. Like the way Alien, the movies, like all the sculptures and all of that look very, it's going to be Day 1 on Game Pass in October. We have Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, third-person action game. It's kind of like Mystical Powers with an Assassin's Creed like combat system. That's coming early 23. Minecraft Legends, an action strategy game, is coming out in 23. You had Lightyear, Frontiers console exclusive. Basically, it looks a lot like No Man's Sky meets Mech Assault. You're just kind of in a mech. And
I remember that. Yeah. That one looked interesting. It was colorful.
It looked all right. The mechs are customizable.
Very vibrant.
To make discovery while exploring. You have to gather resources, what appears to be like the survival side of the game. That's coming spring of 23. You had a thing called Gunfire Reborn, a 4-player rogue light co-op. The Last Case of Benedict Fox console launch exclusive. This one looks really, really cool. It was kind of like a Metroidvania style in terms of side-scrolling exploration. But you're kind of a young man. It looked like you're trying to connect with your father's memories and and be like a detective and figure it all out. It looked really cool. That's going to be Day 1 on Game Pass in the spring. Honestly, I think the second it becomes available on PlayStation, I will pick that game up and play it. It looked really, really awesome.
I gotta relook at that one. I don't remember it entirely.
Yeah, and then you had As Dusk Falls, which is an interactive story-based game where choices matter, plays out like a TV show, can be played solo or with up to 8 players to be a multiplayer.
That one looked fun. That one looked very interesting.
Kind of like a stop motion comic move,
moving like a 13
with
old 13.
Yeah.
But it definitely has a lot of the pick your choose your adventure mode, and it's
it looked fun.
It looks really interesting.
Yeah. Yep. So you had that's gonna be launching July 19th. Then there was Naraka Blade Point, which is console launch exclusive. It's an action-based battle royale game. It's been out on PC for ages now. Pediment, choice-based game, launching in November. Grounded is finally moving out of the preview stage and into real life. It's now actually the full game is finally coming out. So for those that aren't familiar with it, think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. you're down in with the ants and everything like that. So that's coming in September, day one on Game Pass. Erebon, Shadow Legacy, console launch exclusive. It's a third-person action game similar to like, when they were kind of showing it, I had like the Assassin's Creed Arkham Knight vibes from it. That's coming out sometime in 23. Diablo 4 was finally, we got a new trailer for that.
That was a cool trailer too.
We finally get the last. Yep, we get the last of the players. So we've got, you're gonna have a necromancer, barbarian, sorcerer, druid, rogue. It's coming out in 23. A lot of people were getting up in arms because they're like, well, it's not coming out for PlayStation. Or it came out later on that Blizzard is saying it will be coming to PlayStation and PC.
All the intended titles that were going to be with PlayStation, they're still going to be with PlayStation.
Correct.
Yep.
Season 7,
just having that on PC is a necessary deal for it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Season 7 of Sea of Thieves launches July 21st.
That looked funny. That looked fun.
You have Ravenlock. Basically, it looked like kind of an adventure game, similar to like Alice in Wonderland. It looked honestly kind of cool. That would be a lot of fun. That's coming out in 23. You had Cocoon, console launch exclusive, kind of a puzzle adventure game similar to like a Bastion, from the way it looked.
Yeah.
In 23, you have Wolong, Fallen Dynasty coming from Team Ninja. That is coming early next year, but it kind of felt like a Dynasty Warriors in a way. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes.
It even looked like it played like that a little bit too.
Persona Atlas made an appearance. This has kind of ticked off quite a few people, but Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden, which were Vita exclusive, are coming to Xbox, not coming to PlayStation from what we've seen thus far. It's,
that's a bummer.
Hey, don't diss my boys at Atlas, man.
Well, no, I'm curious why they haven't put them out on Switch, because the Switch should be able to run Persona 3 and Persona 4.
Switch should be able to run all three of them actually. Like it's not like it's a heavy graphic intense game. It's just big. That's all it is.
So Jethrin saw an update that they are coming to PlayStation. So and then so the last two things in the showcase are probably what I want to talk the most before we talk about some more about Last of Us. But so first off is Kojima showed up. So first off is everybody pretty much knows it as Kojima's pretty much made PlayStation games his entire career for Konami. Even when he left Konami, he made Death Stranding using Guerrilla's Decima engine. So after, during his thing, he said, hey, I've got a new game in development. I've wanted to Kojima's always been thinking technology first. He's always thought about that, right?
He's all about moving forward.
And he wants to leverage cloud, cloud computing and everything like that. So, this was announced months ago, at least 6 months plus, that he was in a kind of exploratory thing with Xbox, about potentially making a game for him that would be exclusive to Xbox. So now he's come out and said, hey, I am making a game that's exclusive to Xbox. Within an hour,
this is going to be our downfall.
A petition showed up that was saying they need to cancel the Xbox game because he's a traitor to PlayStation. So first and foremost,
that is exactly the best way to lose Kojima. And
you want to,
so stupid.
But also too is let the boy make games how he wants to make games. Dude, he's been under Konami's thumb for so long. He needs to explore.
He's independent now. Like, I get it. And test the waters.
I hate to say it, PlayStation does not have cloud-based games in the forefront right now from a streaming technology. Microsoft does. He's going to leverage Azure. So let him go make his game. He still has an agreement in place between Kojima Productions and PlayStation to make a PlayStation game. So just he's
an independent. He can do both.
Let him build. Yeah. Who cares? It's just like, who cares what games?
That's the other thing. Like he needs to build clientele. I mean, he can't just pigeonhole himself to just PlayStation I mean,
Correct.
he like being an independent, especially being an independent company now. Like he needs multiple hits. He needs multiple franchises. It needs to work.
He needs to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Well, he just needs to get more gamers into Kojima
and
Productions.
it just makes sense to broaden the horizons and test the waters, try something new.
Good for him. You know what? Dude,
I'm totally interested to see what he comes up with. Like,
yeah. His things have always.
I'm a fan of
like,
him. Yeah,
I've
always been a fan
himself.
of him.
Has always been like interesting.
Go make your game, boo. You know,
and he always has that like that little M. Night Shyamalan twist kind of thing to every game.
Yeah,
where like we've seen it through all of his games.
And here's the thing: we've talked about it, and Norman Reedus has already let it slip. Death Stranding 2 is already in development. So there's the PlayStation game. So
there you go.
So
they finished out everything. Too.
Yeah. So. Well, along those lines, they announced Starfield, which immediately everyone's saying, "Oh, it's No Man's Sky." I'm like, so we finally got some gameplay and some look at it, third-person open world. Honestly, if you want to compare anything to it, Fallout is the best way to describe it. Fallout in space.
Yeah,
it's Fallout in space. Uh-oh, we lost Jerry.
Lost Jerry.
Well, he didn't want to hear anything about Starfield. So
no. I mean, like, I'm still interested to see how it goes, because that's the whole RPG aspect of it. It's going to be.
I mean,
who knows?
There he is.
I don't know what.
Sorry, I had
technical
difficulties.
Like, besides the grinding, besides the grind mechanic is going to be like, but like, is there going to be a story? Is there going to be like?
Yeah. Now they've come out and said that there's 1,000 planets.
Plus. That's why I feel like there's going to be a single player. Like, yes, but it's going to be short, or it's going to be like your story to like build.
There's two camps. There's one camp that's saying 1,000 worlds is way too much if you're going to be able to explore every single one of them.
Yes.
B, there is the camp bringing up and referencing Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, which have all those planets in the game, but you can only explore 4. One.
The point is, like, why put in 1,000 if you can only go to 5?
But that's the thing. What if they're just like overall it's going to be 1,000 planets? What if that's going to be DLC eventually? So I mean, that could be.
No, it's at launch.
No.
Oh, really?
It's 1,000 planets at launch.
Yeah, which is honestly
they're gonna have to do some sort of like
too much
gameplay or developer diary and explain like. I think they're gonna have to dive a little bit into the game later on.
It's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
it looks so good. And the fact that you can customize your ship,
yeah, the customization is
your mech,
amazing.
Now, like, oh yeah.
Jethrin's like, hey, 1,000% of at least half of them are solid ice or something. Yeah, pretty much. My only thing that I hope for fans of Bethesda and everything like that, which we know, is Bethesda has a habit of releasing buggy games. So,
and this is quite ambitious.
With that many planets, this is ambitious. 1,000 planets. So I hope for Bethesda fans that the bugs are very minimal, and what bugs there are do not kill the game for them. Like I've experienced with Oblivion and Fallout and stuff like that, where there are game-killing bugs.
Yeah.
So
with 1,000 planets, there bound to be a couple.
That's my whole worry. But that being said, I think it needed a delay. It's delayed until next year, into 2023. So with that, I mean, overall, when you look at all the games we've kind of talked about and what they've done, is overall it really was a solid showcase from Xbox. One that normally in the past, like I've gone, and especially more with the PlayStation, I'm like, Xbox, really? What are you thinking? But this one, I can absolutely say
it was solid. Yeah, I agree. It was solid.
Sarah Bond, fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic job. I mean, you had events all over the country where people can go watch it in IMAX, in the movie theaters. you know, they actually had people going to the Microsoft Theater there in LA to watch the presentation.
Oh,
so it had a bit of that E3 feel to it. So it'll be, and Jason, I agree with what you kind of were talking to Jeff in the chat for. I think that 1,000 planets is way too much. I think if you started with 100 and then expanded out from there, kind of like, and
build
I think
up.
that's okay.
Yeah, like if it's DLC and they eventually like add more and more here and there, I totally see the longevity. For the
it's
game
not even
way.
like, take the Final Fantasy 14 model, for example. You have a base story from when you buy it, and then there are patches that release that extend the story, and then goes to a certain point, and then you have to buy an expansion, which obviously Starfield has so much expansion potential, that you just
you
start off small.
You've done expansions for pretty much everything.
Yeah, but you have a solid base game that's like literally not literally bug free, but a lot less,
better than history.
Yeah, and then at the same time, you have nobody's going to be able to explore all 1,000 within 1 week.
No,
correct.
Probably could if you just
That's why I just feel like there's so many questions to all of that where I feel like they should come out with a diary of like, hey, this is how the game is going to be structured. This is the gameplay, like a developer diary or something like that.
Yeah.
Or still to help build it up, but at least give them enough to understand. Okay.
But that's what I see when I see Starfield. Okay, you have such a strong customization. Cool. Already fills a lot of check boxes for people that are into the whole design, the concept, you're building your own.
I think the whole
character.
1,000 planets thing,
but
drives way too many questions to where
build up. Start with the base. If it's wildly successful, then you build up. Then instead of having to be what, this is the base, and then what do you have to go next? What's next for Starfield?
But
otherwise it's going to die, and you can't do anything.
But at the same time, I look at it this way: Xbox gamers are getting what they've been screaming at for the last 6 months. Give us games. Give us Xbox exclusive games.
Yeah.
And the 2 years has been up. So, this was a perfect.
Now, granted, half the ones they talked about it being exclusives were console launch exclusives. So they're not actually exclusive to Xbox outside of the pre-launch, the launch window.
But this is the starting point.
It's a starting game.
But they need... And for all of Xbox fans, and this is something I would absolutely agree with a lot of people, is they've needed Xbox studio games. They really have. Yeah. And now we're starting to see that. And you know what?
Took 2 years.
I hope they enjoy every single one of them. It took a little bit, but
it took 2 years exactly. You can go back to episode 100. And you can hear me say it I need some exclusives from you, Xbox. I need to feel that you are putting some effort into it. Not just Game Pass. Game Pass is going to bump it tenfold.
Yep.
But at the same time, too, when you have original players that are going to be one and dones, I don't need a full subscription to play this game. I just want to buy the game and be in and then out. It's a big push, and the 2 years that they have been, building and building and building and building. You have this one shot right now where you have one huge event, 1 year, to put out all these exclusive games, all these console exclusives that are going to push to see if you want to stick with Xbox.
Yeah, that was funny.
Crackdown. No, but I think overall though, they're finally getting some stuff, and more power to them.
Here's a chance to show off. Here's a chance to show off. Get rid of the HD drives that we had.
So with that, because Summer Game Fest happened after we went off the air last week, right? It was on Thursday. We were recording on Tuesday with cross-platform chat. During the day before Summer Game Fest launched, it was leaked, and I quotation leaked, by PlayStation accidentally, that Last of Us Part 1 remake is coming to PS5. We were kind of talking about it earlier about it being exclusive, but This one is being literally built from the ground up for PS5, and a pure remake using similar assets from Last of Us Part 2. So we're getting some of the similar modeling for Joel and Ellie and stuff like that.
God, they look so good now.
It's coming out 9/1. Now, here's the thing: is the tech that they're using now is so good that they didn't even need to have the actors and stuff come in and re-record lines. They were able to use all the original audio.
Wow, that's actually
oh no way!
Good. That's
they just touched it up.
Oh no, they didn't even touch
sick.
it. They're the new models and everything, but the new technology and the AI technology for everything is able to match it more specifically.
Oh, sick.
I mean, Druckmann seemed, and Jen, I'm going to put this out. Druckmann seemed pissed about it, but I mean, honestly, your game, it's out in the world, and so I think the one comment he made though is like when Jeff Keighley asked him about the new game, the new IP that they're working on, he's like, well, PlayStation wants to leak that, we can talk about it, but but honestly, this was we've kind of talked about this, right? Because it's been rumored that something like this was in the works, and it was going to potentially coincide around the launch of the Last of Us TV show, which has now wrapped. So we'll see if that show's going to come out in September.
It's looking good.
We don't know yet.
We'll see.
It looks good. Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson have roles in the show.
That's right.
Which was a great tip of the hat to them, because
tip of the hat.
Joel and Ellie, so it looks absolutely gorgeous. And
is Troy going to play Tommy? Like, I feel like he has.
That's my guess too. That's totally my guess too, man.
No, they're not major characters.
But I don't think so either. I don't think they'd make a major.
No, Tommy's already been cast.
Yeah, but I could have seen that too.
Yeah, like I saw Troy just like, yo, dude, he could be Tommy. And he's like,
yeah,
like he doesn't have to put on his like accent or anything.
Like full circle, but
yeah,
I don't think they would have been major roles.
Yeah,
like they're probably gonna die in the season, but still, that's super cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me see if I can find if they've got a show listing for it yet or not.
Yeah, I mean, like it's cool seeing The Last of Us like branching off into different avenues. Like, did you? I don't know if it's true or not, but I think I saw just through like scrolling through articles that Poison Ivy in DC Comics also like intertwines with Last of Us a little bit. Let me see if I can bring that up. But
what?
Yeah, like DC Comics is like with.
Gabriel Luna is playing Tommy.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
For those who don't recognize the name, he was Ghost Rider in Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. But let's see here.
Diego Luna was in Rogue One.
They are Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker have one episode that they're in. So
okay, so they're probably gonna die. That sucks, but that'd be cool.
But anyway, so you know what? I've already got it pre-ordered on my PS5. I will absolutely play it. I was actually thinking about doing a new Last of Us run, and then all of a sudden it was like, hey, by the way, this is coming out. I'm like, I'm gonna wait for the remake to come out, and then I'll go back and do remake one, part one. And
I think I want to do that too. I think I want to have enough time, and when it comes out, play 1 and 2. That'd be cool, back to back.
Oh, dude, Jason, this is awesome. This article.
Yeah. Like I basically through it, and I was like, dang.
What it's saying is, in the DC universe, is they're bringing Last of Us into it, where she is responsible
for the clickers.
For the clickers,
for the
like
parasitic mushrooms.
Oh, that's cool.
Like the way that the whole article goes down, and we can post it up later, but it was just like I could see this happening, and I could see this being like this whole like over the top DC.
Dude, well, she would add that element of like the whole.
I could see her absolutely being pissed,
being totally like hitting that over the top.
Yeah,
like supernatural kind of like good or like
And I saw it and I was like, oh man, like I know
that's pretty smart because
the guys on last week
her,
and then,
like the big bad.
So it's
gives everyone a goal.
Crossover.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and it's one that I can actually see happening.
Yeah. And that's why I'm kind of like interested to jump in and just be like, you know what, I might start this Poison Ivy comic
I might want to as well if it's with Last of Us.
It's really interesting.
Swamp Thing.
Oh god.
Anyways, Jason, what you been playing?
Lately I have been playing. What have I been playing? Well, I have been trying to upgrade armors and weapons and Horizon, you know, just since Rona's gone.
Real quick, Newman wants to know where his board game reviews are at.
Oh, you know what, man? Like I haven't been able I haven't been able to play much board games. Give me a break. It was during COVID season, but now that it's off, I do need to bring some up. And we did buy Mansions of Madness, so I should be able to have that. I should review that. But it's been a while. It's been a while since I've. Mahjong has been taking over my life.
He called you out today.
That's fine. I get it, Newman. I get you. Yeah, I just
Mahjong's been taking over my life.
Yeah, dude. Like that's all me and my friends will play right now. Like
that's so funny.
Right, Newman? He's starting to learn from Jerry.
No. Like
that's
it's just like there was
still take offense to that.
Come on, give me some time for
why is that a thing?
Pandemic,
why is that
like people are still getting COVID, so you know, like you gotta be prepared.
Gotta be cautious a little bit, you know.
But yeah, no, I do need to jump out again and try out more board games and stuff. Oh man, if I ever wear a beanie, Newman, how dare you, sir? How do I time this person out in our chat? Let me time this person out. 10 seconds. You gotta stop it.
7 messages were deleted. Oh, ouch. Oh. All right.
Funny.
8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4.
But I do need to get back on the board game train. I do miss playing board games with everybody. It was difficult to get together now.
Yeah, man. Just do a game night one of these days and just try one out. Maybe it'll spark the fire.
Newman will never be silenced. But anyways, Jerry, what you been playing?
A little Horizon here and there, and then I'm still playing some Fallen Order. I'm actually, it's so weird. I'm almost done with that now. But yeah, I think I've gotten my itch finished with like some adventure games. So I'm diving a little bit more into Horizon. And
you should, man. It's really good. It's really fun.
Actually. Yeah, it is. I think I just hit a wall where I got a little too tired out for an open world, and I just needed like
but like I said though, there is that point where you hit that wall.
Well, yeah, but I just needed to take a little break, and now I started playing it again, and now I'm back in it. So
yeah,
I'm gonna dive more in depth in it the rest of the week.
Heads up to Matt and Jerry, since you guys are here. I am going to go through, and since Rona's not here, I'm going to go through Sekiro as much as I can. I'm honestly going to make an effort.
Lord.
I'm honestly going to make an effort. I
literally
the
last 5 minutes.
If you stream or if I'll watch. I'll go through the trenches with you, bro.
I've been watching. I've been watching people play. I've been like studying it up a little bit. You know,
dude, you know how many videos I've watched, bro? I've studied that.
No, but this is the thing though. Like Rono even asked me, "Is like, why? Like, are you gonna still play that game?" And I was like, "Because it's literally the only game that I've ever given up on, like on purpose." You know, so there have been games I've given up on because like I've had to either give back or like, you know, whatever it may be. But
it's rough, man. I know it's rough.
Folks, you've heard it here. You've heard it here live while we record this podcast.
Yeah, like I'm going to try and jump back on.
The Sekiro challenge is returning.
It's coming back.
You on the trenches now, bro.
Get it. I gotta.
You on the pedestal now.
That,
the spotlight on you now.
So, but yeah. So I got another platinum this week.
Nice. From which game?
Legend of Skyfish. So I already had it on the PlayStation version, you know, for 4. I finished it out on the Vita while I was on my flight.
Oh, nice.
So
you had a lot of time.
Yeah, I did. And Ratchet and Clank got fired up on the Vita.
Oh, sweet.
The Ratchet and Clank collection. So I'm gonna go back through the original 1, 2, and 3.
Cool.
On the Vita and whatnot. Yeah, so picked up Lego Star Wars Skywalker Edition or Skywalker Saga for the PlayStation, and oh my god, it plays so much better than the Switch.
Oh wow.
And it looks so much better. So yeah, that was a great pickup. Almost done with Uncharted 2 on my Uncharted run right now. I'm 93% of the game, you know. So so then I'll start 3 on that one. So I've been actually getting some gaming done. Oh, and Animal Crossing.
Of course.
I already did part of my island.
Nice.
But
oh cool.
Anyway, so I do want to thank everybody that, you know, crashed game night tonight with us live on Twitch. Jethrin, glad you're feeling better. Newman,
yeah,
fantastic. Definitely. Both to see you today in the office while we're on site here in Richmond, and seeing it back.
Thank you guys for joining so much. Good to hear from you.
You know, for those that are joining, it's your first time. Thanks for crashing game night with us. If you like what you heard, please make sure to hit the follow button on the platform you're listening, watching us on. If you want to catch what platforms we are on, you go to crashinggamenight.com. You know, we've got all the platforms there. Also, the Xbox Showcase information that we're kind of going over tonight, that is in our blog post on that page as well. That got posted this weekend. So you can just kind of go back over there if you need to and look at some things with a link to the actual showcase itself. So you can go watch it if you'd like. But yeah, all I can say is, especially with everything going on right now, just be excellent to each other and stay frosty.
That's right, everyone. Thank you all for joining. Jethrin, Newman. Thank you guys for joining. It's good to hear from you. Thank you for hanging with us tonight. Also, let's continue showing support, guys, and supporting our Black Lives Matter, our Stop That Asian Hate, our LGBTQ plus community. Let's watch out for our women's voice. Yeah, and everything out there that's going on. Once again, guys, let's just try and be there for each other. Let's just show a little bit more compassion and love, and maybe some patience. So thank you, nerds. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. And stay cool. You stay
cool. Stay cool. Stay frosty. You know. No,
I have a real couch.
Well, you guys are in 100-degree weather, man. Like, you know, triple digits, man. That's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And still wearing a beanie in 100-degree weather.
The air conditioning's on in the house.
But anyways, guys, you know, as always, every week, I always say, please stay safe. I have a few people that are near and dear to my heart that have just recently been diagnosed with COVID, so they are in quarantine right now. So, you know, always just be careful out there, no matter where you go. They were on the East Coast and they brought it back over here. So, you know, yeah. So please, if you are not vaccinated, please do so. Get vaccinated. I fear it would have been worse if they weren't. So, you know, it's, if you have that ability to, please try to do so. Shout out to all the guys out there, you know, on the front lines, putting up with all of it. You know, you guys are much appreciated.
I want to add another category to the frontline workers, and that is those that are working the desks at the gates at airports, the customer service gate agents, because I saw firsthand what these delays are doing, and people are not being nice to them. So let's include those gate agents that can't control delays to the list. Let's
everybody
just chill out and be better. And
like I get that people have to be in a rush and stuff, but there are things that are just out of people's control, and let's not take it out on those people.
Correct.
Shout out to my boy Theo. You know, he's not here today. I miss you, brother. Baby. Miss you, brother. But you know, because I wanted to like get his info because Alice in Borderland season 2 got announced, and I'm excited as hell.
So did Squid Game.
Yes, that one I'm a little
skeptical.
A little skeptical. I just didn't like the way Squid Game ended. Remove the last 5 minutes from Squid Game, and it would have been perfect.
I'll agree. So
I did not like how it ended. But anyways, like Alice in Borderlands 2.
Jason. Steal his line. Steal it.
Yeah. to my boy, my man, Theo Walski. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Till next time. 2TFN. That's all for now.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.